Is it gonna be rolling when I walk in? Yeah. Okay. Okay, Lord Jesus, please be with me, Lord God.
She was a 30-year-old escort in Kansas City with bills to pay.
It was my only source of income. It was my only source of survival.
He was a successful businessman with a family and a dark secret.
It started as tying up and then strangulation.
Family man by day, sex fiend by night.
He called me a fallen angel that fell from heaven along with Satan.
From behind prison walls, Maggie Ybarra talks for the first time.
You called him Daddy Satan.
I probably did.
About her deal with a sadistic sugar daddy.
I had a house, a car. He was providing those things.
And in return, you entertained his satanic fantasies?
Yeah.
And the brutal slaying of a young woman she lured into the couple's bedroom.
I feel like I want a lawyer.
She was your friend who loved and trusted you.
I never thought it was actually gonna happen.
Now, Maggie Ybarra is serving a life sentence and finally facing up to her own demons.
You led her to slaughter. Can you admit to that now? Are you a sadist?
I have an 85-year sentence. There's witness tampering. That's 7 flat years for each charge. They gave me a harassment charge, which is a 5 flat years also. There was enticement of a child, which was a 30-year sentence. And then they gave me a life sentence.
It all began on Valentine's Day 2020. Local businessman Michael Hendricks' wife and kids were on vacation. He was on the internet, scoping out a certain escort. What might have ended in a single transaction became a twisted year-long love affair with a combustible mix of methamphetamine, money, and sexual sadistic murder.
A case unfolding tonight, hours after officers uncovered human remains in rural Jackson County.
The shocking crime lit up the airways.
It's the home of 40-year-old Michael Hendricks. Maggie Ybarra, Hendricks' girlfriend, is charged too.
Both killers are now serving life sentences for the strangulation murder of 32-year-old Kenzie Aubrey during violent three-way sex in Ybarra's Kansas City home.
Hey, Maggie, please have a seat. I'm David.
It's nice to meet you. Sorry, I'm already crying.
Maggie, we're here because we really want to understand the mindset and motivations behind your actions in this case. Okay? Why did you want to talk to us today?
I kind of prayed about it, asked God to guide me. And I want to use this as a platform to be honest and to apologize, and also to bring awareness to the fact that this could happen to anyone.
I've heard this line before. Convicted felon finds religion in jail and falls on the sword. I'm skeptical, of course, but I want to hear Maggie Ybarra out and find out why a young woman was murdered in her bed.
Hey, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, and neither should you.
Yeah.
Everybody who's going to watch this is going to be trying to figure out what to think, all right? Is she being truthful, or is she holding back?
The whole situation itself is tense, so I understand.
This killer's story began a world away a generation ago.
I know that you had a very rough start in life.
I did.
Born in Hawaii, right, to a teenage mother who, by her own accounting, had issues. How do you think it shaped you?
My parents were really good people, but they had addiction problems.
By age 5, she'd suffered sexual abuse. By 13, she was living on the street. For money, she turned to sex work. For stress, she turned to crystal meth.
I got hooked up with some pimps when I was 14, and I was forced to make money for them. You know, I was sleeping with people at that point to put a roof over my head, you know, on a daily basis.
Which came first, the drugs or the sex work?
Well, I mean, they both kind of really just started hand in hand.
They went together?
Pretty much at the same time.
By 15, she was pregnant. At 16, she was a teenage mother migrating from Hawaii to the mainland and settling in Kansas City, Missouri.
Fast forward 2014 time frame, you were advertising on Backpage escort services, right?
Yes.
Was sex work your main source of income?
It was my only source of income.
I see.
It was my only source of survival.
You meet a successful businessman named Michael Hendricks, right? Was that on skipthegames.com?
Yes, it was. It was on Valentine's Day.
How much did you know about him?
Nothing. He was just a client. He contacted me and said, hey, I've been looking at your ad. My garage door will be open. Here's my address. And that's just the way that I lived my life at the time.
Michael Hendricks owned a thriving IT company and a 3,000 square foot home with plenty of space for his wife and 3 children. He also had a helicopter hangar in his backyard so he could enjoy his favorite hobby. He posted videos about it on his YouTube channel.
Hey internets, tomorrow I'm going on a repositioning flight.
But Hendricks had another interest too, a secret sexual fetish with violence and killing.
Did you know he was married with kids?
There's a huge picture on the wall in his house of his wife and his children and himself.
Was he kind of living a double life? Family man by day, sex fiend by night?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. And it was more just he had demons that he kept hidden from everyone.
The two made an unlikely couple and a kind of Faustian bargain.
From the record, it sounds like it started out as an escort-client relationship.
It did.
But evolved more into maybe you could call like a sugar daddy relationship, transactional.
Very transactional, yes.
Did he entice you with his money?
It just felt like I deserved to be able to come out with a foot on top. All that work that I put in my whole life, selling myself for nothing, I didn't want to stop until I had a house, a car, a way to be okay, a way to support myself. And so he was providing those things.
His money paid for your apartment,
Paid for my house.
bought
Yeah.
you that Mini Cooper,
Cooper, yeah.
right? Employed you,
He did
sounds
employ
like
me.
in name only.
Yeah.
And in return, you entertained his sexual desires.
Which were disgusting and horrible, yes.
Sounds like he was a sexual sadist.
Yeah.
In fact, he wore those perversions on his sleeve or actually on his back,
On his
right?
back, yes.
Tell me about his tattoos on his back.
They were scary. The first time I ever seen them, I knew something was wrong. And I didn't let myself accept that it was not gonna be okay. In the center of his back, there was a demon. Took up his entire back, basically. He had angels that were performing sexual acts on each other. He had, the demon was strangling an angel with a chain.
Strangling an angel.
Holding it up in the air while the chain was choking it.
Barbed wire. Was it obvious to you that he had some kind of fixation with violent sexual fantasy?
It started to kind of become a little clear.
And you yourself, did you find yourself in a position of indulging his dark satanic fantasies?
As an escort, yeah. Someone who's reaping the benefits of it,
To keep the money flowing.
yeah.
That's the job, right? Of the escort.
To make them seem, there's a saying that a lot of escorts say, and it's a trick knows that they're a trick, but they don't want to feel tricked.
But Ybarra's twisted role was about to become a violent reality.
Role-playing dark fantasies is one thing, right? Carrying them out in reality is another. Hendricks searches online, what is the quickest way to kill a person with your bare hands? Were you aware that he was doing research?
Do you have a boyfriend or anything like that?
30-year-old escort Maggie Ybarra sits in a police station, a suspect in a terrible crime.
Okay, what's his name?
Michael Hendricks.
Okay. Oh, your boss is your boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Her boss and boyfriend is actually her sugar daddy, a man who pays her bills in exchange for sex, but not just any kind.
Did you know he was searching violent porn?
I was aware.
Hendricks' internet searches reveal a dangerous fixation with violence and murder, and Maggie Ybarra knew his secret.
He was searching terms like strangle, snuff porn, death,
I was
murder.
aware of that.
That was all clear to you.
Yeah. But Michael's not the first person that I've encountered in my life that has been like this. It's not the first time that I've had to put my morals aside to do a job that I was forced to do in my mind.
You two shared love notes.
Yeah,
He's the archangel and you're the demon princess.
fallen angel. He called me Eloah, and she was a fallen angel that fell from heaven along with Satan.
The angel Eloah, from a 200-year-old French poem, falls in love with Lucifer. But instead of redeeming him, he drags her into hell. It strikes me that Ybarra wants me to see her as a fallen angel, less evil and less culpable than Hendricks. But is that just her spin?
Those are all satanic references.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
You called him Daddy Satan.
Yes,
Daddy Satan.
yeah.
Who came up with that?
I probably did.
He liked that?
He did.
Yeah.
Sent me money for sure.
At trial, your lawyer tried to argue that Hendricks was effectively controlling you and that you went along with it out of fear and financial need. Is that really true, or were you more part of it than that suggests, Maggie?
It just became my life at that point. And I just thought, well, if this is how my life is gonna end, then I guess this is it, you know? At that point, I accepted everything that was happening.
Role-playing dark fantasies is one thing, right? Carrying them out in reality is another, right? Which did you think was going on?
I never thought it was actually gonna happen.
He talked about it a lot though, right?
So did other people that I was with. It was never something that I thought would actually, look at his life. Look at everything he had, you know? I never thought it was actually going to happen.
6 months into their relationship, Hendricks' sadistic obsession seemed to intensify, and his fallen angel says she convincingly played right along.
September 2020, Hendricks searches online the question, what is the quickest way to kill a person with your bare hands? Were you aware that he was, sounds like, doing research? You were? Did you talk to
It
him
wasn't
about
new.
that?
I mean, it was nothing new.
Did you talk to him about that?
He talked to me about a lot of things, especially during intercourse. It was something he liked to talk about.
So you knew he was fantasizing about killing someone in sex?
From the very first day I met him.
From the first day?
From basically the first day I met him. First it started as tying up, then it started as strangulation, then it started as other things. It just progressed.
You were, what, entertaining it, managing
Entertaining it.
feeding it?
Entertaining it. Not so much feeding it, just entertaining it. Because really, it still made me uncomfortable because he was a little more extreme than anyone that I've ever had an experience with before.
Did you come to enjoy and indulge in these ideas yourself?
I guess in a way I did because it made him happy. And then in return, I gained monetarily.
For the money, Ybarra says, she drifted deeper into Hendricks' darkness and agreed to find other women to bring into their illicit sex life.
Did he ask you to bring other women into sex with him?
It was brought up. But at that time in my life, that's what my life consisted of with all clients. Threesomes was something that I just did all the time.
Kenzie Aubrey was one of them.
Yes, she was.
Kenzie Aubrey had recently moved to Kansas City away from her family in Texas. Like Ybarra, she struggled with addiction.
How did you first meet her?
She was my neighbor.
She was your neighbor turned friend,
Yes.
turned lover?
Yes.
It sounds like from her text that she fell for you. Trusted you? How did you feel about her?
She was a good person. She was a good person in a bad situation.
Genuine friends? Genuine friendship?
I don't think I had any genuine friendships when I was on crystal meth and I was a prostitute.
She loved you. Did you love her?
I don't think I even loved myself.
Did Michael ask you to find women like her who were vulnerable, isolated, drug addicted?
I think it turned him on.
Michael Hendricks was straddling a double life. By day, he played the dutiful husband and father. But by night, he was consumed with sadistic sex and death. And in October 2020, he was nearing a breaking point.
He's researching information about cell phone tracking and tracing evidence. Did you know about that? You didn't know about that?
There were a few things at trial that I did not know about.
A few days later, he searches the term necrophilia, the practice of sexually defiling a corpse. Was that something that he had shared to you? I mean, over time, you must have picked up on these things, right?
Yeah.
That's 5 days before Kenzie's murder. Sounds like his snuff porn habit is intensifying. You reach out to Kenzie to make plans again. Was that your initiative or his?
So Kenzie actually contacted me that day and told me that she had just got into a fight with the woman that she lived with. And so I had Michael send her an Uber to my house.
And what's the plan at that point?
For me and her to just get high, I guess.
He wasn't supposed to be part of that?
The next day, he was gonna come over, yeah.
Did she know that?
She did, actually. She knew that.
She was there really for you,
Yeah.
right? But she knew that he was going to join you too at some point?
She was okay with it. We've had sexual experiences several times before.
Right.
So it was nothing out of the ordinary.
He's around that time searching Walmart.com for barbed wire.
I was not aware of that. I don't even think they said that in trial.
It's in the case record. It sounded like the tattoo on his back of the woman entwined in barbed wire.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
Was barbed wire part of the plan for Kenzie that night? What time did Michael arrive on the scene?
The next morning, probably at 8 o'clock in the morning.
8 o'clock in the morning. Kenzie was expecting him?
We both were.
When did the three-way sex start?
Probably right after he got there. Kenzie and I had been up all night, smoking meth out of a bong in my bathroom.
What state was Michael in? What state of mind? Was he sober?
Nothing out of the ordinary. Just normal attitude.
So the three of you were in bed together? The record suggested there was a ball gag in her mouth.
No,
Not true?
no.
Were there any other restraints used on her? None at all? And so you're in bed, the three of you, having sex. Consensual at that point, you say?
Yes. It's
Tell
always,
me-
always consensual.
But that was about to change in an instant.
So this brings us to the moment of truth, right? Maggie, to the best of your recollection, tell me what happened that morning.
October 7, 2020. Kenzie Aubrey went to spend the night with a woman she trusted and cared for. But by morning, she was in the throes of a dangerous threesome.
Michael and Kenzie were engaging in sex. She was on top of him. And she had her hands around his throat. He liked that kind of stuff, you know, sometimes. And she was just lightly, and she was on top of him. And
What were you doing?
I was lying next to them, and I was about to start engaging, but I noticed they were just engaging with each other. So he got on top of her and almost immediately put his hands around her throat and just started squeezing her neck. She tapped his arm 2 times.
Did you know she was trying to tell him to stop?
By that time, I kind of froze, and I feel nothing but shame and guilt for the way that my actions played out that morning. I was so high, and I didn't really know what to do.
But you knew what was happening.
Yes.
Was he different? Did he seem different to you?
Michael's demeanor never changed, not one time. He never became angry. He never changed his demeanor at all. He was calm the entire time.
Squeezing her neck.
Yes.
She must have been terrified at some point when he wouldn't stop.
I know I was when he did that to me. When we first met, he was strong. I ended up with blood clots in my eyes, and I lost consciousness within 4 seconds.
Were you aware that he was going in that direction with Kenzie in that moment?
In that moment,
You were.
yeah,
Did you try and stop him?
no.
Did she turn to you for help?
No.
Could you tell she was terrified?
Just in that moment, I knew that it was too late.
He's not going to stop.
Yes.
It went on for 4 minutes?
To say the least, yes.
At least 4 minutes. And you couldn't...
At that point, what am I supposed to do?
Well,
At that point, he's hurt her bad. I know what it feels like to have his hands around my throat.
she's struggling to breathe? Is she saying anything? Can she talk?
No,
What are her eyes saying?
I didn't look at her eyes. I looked away from the situation at that point.
You didn't speak
I started
to her?
pacing the room.
You didn't speak to her? Or him?
I don't remember what I said, but I did say something, yes. I was
her?
angry. I
To
was
her?
mad.
To her?
I don't remember.
Did you see the moment that life left her body? Was she fighting for life? Pleading for her life?
It happened so fast that there was no pleading, there was no...
4 minutes is not so fast.
I believe that she lost consciousness pretty quickly.
That's a long 4 minutes. What time was Kenzie killed?
Probably like 8:30, 8:20.
Wow. 20 minutes after he got there. She's dead.
Yeah.
Now you have the body of your so-called friend in your home, in your bed.
Yes.
Did you realize what you had just become?
Yeah.
What were you
Very
thinking?
much so.
What
My
were you
life was
thinking?
over.
What's the conversation between you and Michael
There
now?
was none. That's the scary part about it. He never lost his composure.
Did you lose yours?
I did. I went into the bathroom and I did a shot of meth immediately. He came in and asked if I was okay. I didn't really know what to make of anything, so I just told him I was fine. I was okay, I'm good. Just trying to figure out what to do at that point. I was panicking. He was calm.
Did you confront him?
Probably not.
And what's the conversation about what to do next?
Cover-up started immediately.
Ybarra and her daddy Satan then climbed aboard his helicopter and plotted a crazed cover-up by land, sea, and air.
He tried to dispose of the body.
But you understand that when you say he, you really should be saying we.
Oh, wow. I had a beautiful daughter, Kenzie Aubrey, the love of my life. Here's a picture of my baby girl. And she had beautiful eyes, she's sparkling. Loved her little piercings. And the whole picture just tells the story of her in her rainbow world. She loved rainbows. And just a beautiful girl. Beautiful baby girl.
Cindy Aubrey's beloved daughter Kenzie had grown into a trusting but troubled soul. At 32, struggling with addiction and rocky relationships, Kenzie Aubrey found herself in a tough part of Kansas City, far from her hometown in Texas.
I remember getting a phone call from Kansas City Police saying, your daughter's not in trouble, but she's hanging with some bad people, the wrong people.
Then, one day in October 2020, she texted her mother for the last time and vanished.
She said, I'll talk to you later, and I love you. And that was it. I never got another text, another phone call, nothing. And that was October 7th. She dropped off the grid. Got towards Thanksgiving and Christmas, no word. That's when I put in my first missing person report.
Months passed with no trace of Kenzie. Police had no clue, and at that point, no evidence of foul play.
It was, ma'am, she's 32. And, she's old enough to be on her own, and if she didn't want to contact you, she didn't have to. My daughter would have never gone as long as we went through and not contacted me. So I knew it was going to be bad.
Missing posters went up around town. Kenzie's friends discovered the name of the last person seen with her alive, and told Kenzie Aubrey to call police in Independence, Missouri.
The whole time, all her friends down here were going through the internet, and they called and said, you need to get a hold of Independence City and mention the name Maggie Ybarra.
I had a freezer in my basement.
So the cover-up starts immediately.
The cover-up started immediately.
Maggie Ybarra knew exactly what had happened and where. She and her sadistic partner, Michael Hendricks, murdered the young woman during sex in their bedroom lair.
He took her body, he carried her to the basement and put her in the freezer.
And then they matter-of-factly started to cover their tracks.
And then continued to get dressed, answered a business call while getting dressed, and went to work and told me that he'll be back to take care of the problem.
He'll be back to take care of the problem.
That's how he put it.
So what did you do that day?
I sat on my couch in my living room, smoked meth all day, just sat there. Literally all day.
And what was he gonna do about the quote-unquote problem?
Get a U-Haul the next day and take her to his property, out of my house and to his property.
He took the freezer from your place to his place with the body in it.
Yes, sir.
By himself?
I helped him.
You helped him carry the freezer
I
with
had
Kenzie's
to.
body in it
Yeah,
into the U-Haul,
yes, sir.
and then you rode with him back to his place.
At that point, I had really no choice if I wanted to.
Cover it up.
Yeah.
There was a plan involving his helicopter, right? To dispose of the body. Were you a part of that?
I rode with him that day. It's not something that I shared. He picked me up at the Lee Summit Airport. He said he was taking her to dispose of her body. At that point, he had already dismembered her body. And she was in the helicopter when he got to the airport.
So you both loaded, what, containers?
No, they were already loaded. I didn't.
They were already loaded.
Yeah, I didn't
into-
do anything with anything but just get in the helicopter.
Right, knowing that she was in there.
Yes.
Okay, and so he's flying
Yes.
to above a sandbar.
To a sandbar, yes, on the Missouri River. And then he tried to dispose of the body, which I guess didn't work. And the whole time that he's doing this, I'm in the helicopter. I just wanted to know where this was happening.
Right, so you guys dumped the containers out?
We landed.
You landed, I see.
He carried one piece to the water, and I saw him following it down the river because it wasn't gonna sink. And I'm watching him in the helicopter as he's like panicking and brings it back.
What happens next?
He brings it back to the helicopter and we took off back to his property. His kids were about to be home. That was his urgency that afternoon, was to get home before the kids got off the bus.
And now he's bringing the containers back to his home?
He was on the phone in the helicopter with his neighbor asking for a backhoe. So at that point, I kind of knew what the next plan was.
But you understand that when you say he, you really should be saying we, because you're now part and parcel of it.
Yeah, yes,
Did you ever consider going to the authorities?
of course I did.
And
I guess I just became selfish with wanting to live every moment still of my life that I could, because it was good. It was still, despite what happened, the life that I had been trying to live for so many years. And I guess I just didn't want to give it up.
sure, but now, in exchange, you not only have to entertain him, but you have to live with what you've done, murder, right? Did you think you could live with it?
For a while, I did. Of course, because I'm still on drugs at that time. So for a while, I kind of did feel like, oh, if I just don't say anything.
You didn't seem to have trouble living with it until you got caught, though.
Of course
In fact,
not.
you were trying not to get caught.
You know, I think that's just the mindset of anyone that does something bad. If I just don't say anything to anyone, it'll go away. I think I can move past this.
Hendricks clearly had some kind of death-sex fixation. There are all sorts of clinical terms for the desire to sexually torture and kill. Paraphilia, erotophomophobia, all terms for basically sadistic sexual homicide. But Maggie, the big question is, to what degree you were also in on that. You recruited her, even though you knew he was
Unsafe.
a violent pervert, right, with a death fetish. You told her to turn her phone off before she headed over to your place, which, to me, ties back to his research on cell phone evidence and tracing.
It looks bad.
You knew Kenzie would come to be with you, right? Because it's almost like you're the bait to get Kenzie into his clutches. Your mother testified that you and Hendricks later, both of you, gleefully told her about the murder, and that while he strangled her to death, you said to her that you were screaming obscenities at Kenzie as she struggled to breathe. And you did nothing to stop him. And when missing persons posters started going up around town, and Kenzie's family were pleading with the public for information, you were still consorting with him for months and months and months, trading love notes with Daddy Satan and plotting to replace his wife, depositing his Cash App transfers. These are all acts of volition, of commission on your part.
Yes.
And it strongly suggests, to me at least, from the record, that you and Michael may have planned the attack together, executed it together, covered it up together. Can you admit to that now?
Yes.
All true?
Yes. The moment that it happened, I knew that there was no breaking apart from him. That day, that was not supposed to happen. Yes, we role-played and talked about it, but never in my mind did I think that it was gonna happen that day. So it was not a plan, but when it happened, what am I supposed to do with myself at that point? I didn't just wake up one day and just decide, hey, I want to hurt people, or hey, I want to ruin lives, or hey, I want to break these families apart. But my mindset was on the fact that I started living a life that I had wanted my whole life. My daughter came back into my life also at that time. Not really something that I would like to discuss.
Until now, Ybarra sounds like she's bearing all. But there's more to this case.
They showed me some pictures of a girl and told me they killed her.
This is what Ybarra doesn't want to discuss.
They told me where they buried her.
The critical role played by her 13-year-old daughter in the murder case.
Well, that's an integral part of this story.
It is.
You can't really
It
talk
is.
honestly about what happened if you're not going to address that.
Yeah.
And Ybarra and Hendricks' shameful crimes against her own child.
How much did you know about his history of pedophilia?
It is something that he did share with me.
You dress her in lingerie and let her get in bed with you and Michael.
We were all laying in the bed together and he started touching me.
Are you a sadist?
So we started building a relationship. And then she told me about her boyfriend. And I met her boyfriend.
In April 2021, a brave 13-year-old girl known as Jane Doe sits down with a forensic psychologist and helps to solve the murder of a missing person.
They showed me some pictures of a girl and told me they killed her. She told me her boyfriend choked her to death and put her body in a freezer.
The body belonged to 32-year-old Kenzie Aubrey, who had been missing for 9 months.
I don't know. I just feel like it's all a dream.
The girl heard the nightmarish story directly from the killers, her estranged biological mother, Maggie Ybarra, and Ybarra's sugar daddy, Michael Hendricks.
Tell me more about what you could see in the pictures that Michael showed.
It happened when Ybarra invited the girl to spend the night with her and Hendricks and showed the child photographs of their victim.
There was a rope tied around her hands, and she was all the way naked, and her hair was short, and it was like brownish, grayish, silverish.
The young witness had been removed from her mother's care at age 4 after evidence of abuse.
I really want to go back to my other foster home.
She was 13 and in an adoptive home when Ybarra found her on social media. Ybarra says Michael Hendricks encouraged her to reconnect with the child.
How much did you know about his history of pedophilia?
I knew that he had.
Did you know that he had once been investigated for sex with an
a
underage?
14-year-old.
You knew that?
Mm-hmm.
Something
that he shared with me, yes.
One of his online searches was, quote, how to find underage prostitutes. Do you know that?
It's not surprising.
How did he find out you had an estranged 13-year-old daughter?
She was struggling with her situation in her adoptive home. So it was my opportunity to, start a relationship with her again.
She grew up in and out of foster care and mental hospitals.
Yeah.
By the time you reconnected with her, she was extremely traumatized and fragile and troubled. You knew that, right?
Yeah.
And yet, you brought her to meet a man you knew to be a sexual sadist. Why would you do that, Maggie?
Only a percentage of the relationship that we had was negative. So he put on that charming guy, good dad persona.
At first, you and Daddy Satan tell this fragile 13-year-old girl all about murdering Kenzie during sex.
Probably about 7 months after it happened.
You show her gory pictures of Kenzie's body dismembered.
That happened.
And then, much as they had done with Kenzie months before, Ybarra and Hendricks lured the child into their bed.
She told me to try on, some lingerie. I feel comfortable getting dressed in front of someone I don't know, especially a male. And she said, well, don't judge us. I mean, this is the way we are. And it's nothing bad. I just didn't feel like hurting her feelings because I just met her. So I went to go show her boyfriend. And then I tried to go change, but she said no, just sit in the bed. So I turned on something to watch, something scary, and her boyfriend said it turns him on to watch people die.
You dress her in lingerie against her wishes and let her get in bed with you and Michael. Michael in between the two of you. And then you told her, don't judge us, it's not weird, it's just normal.
We were all laying in the bed together, and I didn't want to be in the bed. They were just asking me if I wanted to know what it feels like. Because I was still a virgin, but I was I don't think it's right at all.
These are acts of commission on your part. You can't blame on Michael Hendricks. Cruel, barbaric, sadistic acts of your own. Do you take responsibility for them?
I will always take full responsibility for the mistakes.
Are you a sadist?
No, sir.
Serving up your own child for grotesque, life-changing torment.
Yeah.
How do you account for that?
There is no accounting for it. I always thought that I was a good person. And then I did meet Michael. And slowly over time, my morals and the things that I believed started to change. Being a drug addict didn't help.
Ybarra was arrested and charged with child sex crimes, and she tried hard to discredit her traumatized daughter.
She's dangerous.
Okay, yeah.
My daughter is dangerous.
At the time, you acted fast to try and cover up those heinous crimes.
I did, yes.
Tried to manipulate and malign her. You told police she's a liar. She's promiscuous.
I told lots of people that.
She's a gangbanger. She's dangerous.
Yeah.
Was that all just to save your own hide?
Of course it was.
At her expense?
Of course it was. I felt so much shame. I felt so much fear in that moment, knowing how far everything has gotten. Of course it was.
She told me I was lying, and she kept making me feel like I was lying. She kept telling me that I'm a liar.
She says you're gaslighting her.
Yeah.
She kept trying to confuse me. She told me I was on medicine, and she told me that I was mentally ill. Then you tried to get other people to convince her to say it was all a lie.
My mother.
Including your mother, your ex-boyfriend. Were you not concerned as a mother in that part of you that you say still knew right from wrong? Were you not concerned that all this would destroy that child?
Of course.
Forever?
Of course.
So then how do you explain it?
I can't explain it. Just like all those people who abused me when I was a child, I can't explain it. I was that person in that moment. I don't know what came over me. I don't know what happened.
And every day she'll tell me I'll end up like her because she was a prostitute. And she'll tell me like every day I'll end up like her. I'll sell my body and stuff, but I really won't.
And yeah, I told her several times, not every day. She says every day, but they were just conversations, normal conversations that I was having with my daughter.
It doesn't sound like normal conversation. She says,
I told her
my
plenty
mom,
of times that she is going down the same path and you're gonna end up just like me one day if you don't stop.
She said, my mom, she has like stuff, sexual stuff in her closet, and she wants me to be a part of it. And every day she tells me I'll end up like her because she's a prostitute, but I really won't.
And she's not.
Following her own moral compass, Ybarra's daughter reported the crimes.
They told me where they buried her. I don't know exactly where it is, but I know the area it's at.
And revealed the dark truth behind Kenzie Aubrey's disappearance, buried beneath Hendricks' bedroom window. Ybarra's daughter is now an adult and herself a mother. She's studying to become a nurse and working to live down the painful past her mother is finally facing up to.
She's doing good. She's trying everything that she can to break the cycle. I never once did not take responsibility for the things that I've done, but speaking to you today, I realize, that I was a lot more responsible than what I want to see.
It's hard to accept.
It is.
I want to go get her. I told her I would bring her home. Did I ever dream it would be like this? No.
Cindy Aubrey credits Ybarra's daughter with bringing Kenzie home.
I don't know that she would have ever been found if they wouldn't have done the digging that they did.
And bringing her killers to justice. In court, an unusual bond formed between the mother of the victim and the daughter of the killer.
I sat next to Maggie Ybarra's daughter, who was 16 at the time, and her mother was right there. Every once in a while, her mother would look back, and when I saw that, I would always make sure to put my hand on her daughter's leg because I wanted her to see, but you took mine. But I have your daughter right here, and I love her, and she's my angel. I was not going to be a mother in anger because that's not what God wanted me to do. This is who they took from me. Beautiful baby girl. This whole ordeal has changed people's life, and that's what needs to continue. And letting people know that you can be a survivor.